Bumblebees, welcome to your English lesson today. So I did promise last week we would be starting a new story today. However, I am not going to give any clues as to what our new story is apart from this picture. Okay, so the first thing I would like you to do before you go any further is I want you to pause the video and have a really good look at this picture. What can you see? Like I said, I'm giving nothing away today. You'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out what the story is, okay? But what can you see from here? What catches your eye as you look at it? So pause the video now and write some ideas down, and then come back and you can have a look at my ideas. And then I will help you to write a session description for this picture. Like I said, you're not finding out anything else today. So let's see what we can find out just from this picture. Welcome back, Bumblebees. So here are some of my ideas that I have come up with about the image that I can see, okay? So on the right hand side of the screen, you can just see words that I have included. So we've got wild, green, shaded, sunlight, because I think these little yellow bits here are parts of the sunbeams coming down into the jungle. Vast, which means large, jungle-like, and wilderness. I feel a bit like it's just a massive garden that's just not being cut back or looked after. And then on the left-hand side, I've got some more detail, but still description. So we've got long, creeping green ivy twisting around the tree trunk. It was this bit here that caught my eye, where the ivy is twisting up and around that tree trunk. I've got an old, tall, weathered tree drooping over the overgrown path, and I think this one here is an old, weathered tree that's actually drooping because it's leaning slightly to the left. Okay, and then a fallen tree branch blocking the gravel path. And the reason why I said that is because there's a fallen tree branch here, which the children have obviously scrambled over. And then again, as they've got further into this garden, they've had to climb over these two twisting branches that have fallen as well. So our next part of the lesson, we're going to write this as a description. So we're going to write a setting description for this picture. Now, again, we don't know who the children are. We don't know where they are. We don't know why they've decided to walk through this area. Okay. We know there's a girl and we know there is a boy, and that is pretty much all that we know about our story. So let's have a look at the descriptions that, before we look at the description, I want to read a tiny little snippet of the book to you. Okay, so I will read it from the book. It said, "We plunged deeper and deeper into it. We thought we were completely lost. Then all at once, we pushed aside a screen of branches and saw something absolutely astonishing." Now, I'm not going to reveal what that is just at this moment in time. In fact, I'm not going to reveal it at all in today's lesson. So you'll have to wait in suspense till tomorrow. Okay, so let's have a look at the description, setting description that I have come up with. So remember all of these describing words. You can go back to the video and use these. That's absolutely fine. I'm sure by now you will have come up with all of your own ideas, and they'll be much, much better than the ones that I've got here, because usually you share all your brilliant ideas with me. Okay, so I've put, over the wall, it looked like a sea of green. In every direction, I could see trees, green, and leaves. The garden was a vast wilderness of jungle. The old, tall, weathered trees drooped over the overgrown path. The thick, dark green ivy twisted around the old brown tree trunks. The fallen tree branches blocked the path, forcing the children to scramble over the floor-level bushes. Okay, and I could go on and on with my description, but I'm going to stop there to give you something that you can write out as well. So let's have a look and see if we can unpick the adjectives that I've used here. So over the wall, it looked like a sea of green. In every direction, I could see trees, green, and leaves. Okay, so that's just to give you a bit of a clue as that it's surrounding them. The garden was a vast wilderness of jungle. So vast, we've already said, is large or big. Okay, wilderness is just showing you how wild and crazy the garden has grown to. Okay, and then they've likened it to a jungle. So it does have jungle-like features in it, although we do know it is a garden. Okay, the old, tall, weathered trees drooped over the overgrown path. Okay, so drooped is a verb, so that's what's happening to them. The overgrown path is describing the path. The thick, dark green ivy twisted around the old brown tree trunks. Okay, so you get that image there of it twisting around, and the fallen tree branches blocked the path, forcing the children to scramble. There's a good verb, scramble over the floor level bushes. Okay, so we know that it's all on different levels because it's jungle like. So your job is going to be to use all those lovely adjectives and noun phrases that you came up with at the beginning of the lesson to write a certain description for this image. So have a good go. Please send them to me because you know I am really, really enjoying seeing the work that you are doing at home at the moment. So send it through and I will have a really good read. Take care, everyone.